Alright guys, just before we get started here, I'm just telling everyone that I will be making secrets videos. There will be no recaps because recaps take too long to make. So, if there's a little static, don't worry about it. This is a cheap mic. So here it is, Lost Season 5, Episode 12, Secrets video. Enjoy. Alright, so first scene in this video, episode was when Richard was talking to this man. The guy was saying how they brought one of them, aka a Dharma Initiative person, over into the other temple to get healed. But Richard said that he's like special or something. Really didn't understand that part. Alright, so the next secret is when that guy again goes in to see young Ben recovering from his shot wound. Then he knows that his name is Benjamin Linus, but Ben doesn't know who this man is. So they just talk a little bit about how Ben doesn't want to go back to the Dharma Initiative, but then the guy introduces himself as Charles Whitmore. Alright, so the next scene in this episode was when Ben was just waking up from after the sun hitting him with the paddle, and then Locke is sitting right there next to him. And then Ben is telling John, like, how surprised he is that he's alive and all that. And then Ben tells him that the only reason why he came back to the island was to be judged. And Locke is like, by what? And he's like, you people call it the monster, aka the smoke monster. Alright, so the next scene, really wasn't a secret, but it was when Ben and this kid, which we would know as a little bit later on as young Ethan Rom, trying to go kill Russo. But when they get into our tent, they found young baby Alex, and Ben decides not to kill Russo, but instead take baby Alex. Alright, so the next part is when Ben is in his office at the Hydra Island, or whatever you guys want to call it. Locke comes in and sits down, and they start talking. And like Ben said, the only reason why that he killed John, it was the only way for John to come back to the island, along with the others of the Oceanic Six. Okay, this part involves a character death, not a main character, but a kind of a small one. It starts off when John and Caesar are arguing about taking the boat to the other island, to the main island, and Caesar said no, that he's in charge and that the boat stay there. And then as they start arguing, Caesar reaches for his gun and is about to shoot Locke, and then bad boy Ben whips out Caesar's gun and shoots him in. Caesar goes flying. Alright, back into a flashback. Ben and young Ethan return to the camp with baby Alex. Well, when Whitmore gets up from eating his supper or whatever, he wants baby Alex, aka he's calling it, dead. Well, Ben decides to take care of Alex, and that's how we find out how Ben got Alex Russo and how he is taking care of her. Alright, this is probably one of the bigger secrets. Well, this is when Ben goes into his house to open the door to call the smoke monster. The same door that he opened in Season 4. Then as he crawls down this tunnel with a little lantern, he puts his hand into a puddle of water and pulls a lever or switch or whatever, which drains the water, and talks down to the hall, "I'll be waiting outside." Back into another flashback, Ben goes to say goodbye to Whitmore. He goes down to the submarine because he got banished because he was coming back and forth with to see his daughter Penny. He was breaking the rules, just like how Ben was breaking the rules, and that's why he had to come back to be judged. So this is how we find out how Whitmore left the island, and this is why he wants to go back. Alright, back into another flash, we see Ben talking on the cell phone to Whitmore about returning to the island, how he's going on 360, but first he has to finish unfinished business that he promised him. Since Whitmore killed his daughter, Ben is going to go kill his daughter, Penny Whitmore. Once again, we go back to the present, and Ben, Son, and Ben are going somewhere, but Locke takes them to the wall of the temple, and Ben says that he's trying to go through the main door, But then Locke says that we're not going through it, we are going under it. And when Ben and Locke head down, Sun waits outside. This is probably the best flash that's yet this episode. This is when Ben tries to kill Penny, but right before he walks onto the dock to go kill Penny, Desmond says, "What are you doing?" And then Ben shoots Desmond and supposedly kills him. But as he's talking to Penny, right about to kill her, Des comes back from the dead. Not really, because he just got blown back from the shot because he's holding groceries, and starts punching him and throws him into the bay. And this is how we see how Ben got hurt before the crash. But yet now we know that Penny is still alive, not dead. Back at the beach, we see Alana and this guy. I have no clue what his name is, but I'll just call him Dude. Well, Lapidus gets back from the main island by himself and asks what's going on, because a guy came up to him and told him that Alana and that Dude guy and a couple other people got guns. And when they start talking, Alana asks him a riddle. What lies at the shadow of the statue? I have no idea what that means, but I'll talk about that later. Anyway, Alana told Dude to gather up the others because they're leaving. This probably means that they are going to go on to the canoes to go to the main island. That's who was shooting at Locke and Sawyer and all of them when they were on the canoe going to the Orchid and this way's his death. Well, Ben and Locke are walking in the cave, and Ben falls, and then he confronts this place, and there's this picture there. I have no idea what it means, but only thing I do know about it is this is a smoke monster coming forth too. It looks like a Numis, but I'll talk more about that later. When Ben comes and his torch blows out, the smoke comes around and surrounds him. And then inside it shows memories of him and Alex, but at the end it decides to let him live. After the smoke goes away, Alex appears, and she says that if she knows that he's already planning to kill Locke again, but if he attempts to, that she will hunt him down and destroy him. I don't really know what that means, but I'm sure we'll find out later on in the season, or possibly season 6. Alright guys, this is about to wrap this up. I have 2 things for you guys to see if you can send me in a video response. One is the riddle mean, what lies in the shadow of the statue? I really would like to know more about that. So if you guys have any ideas, send them to me in a video response or a comment, but I prefer video response. And also, what else means when Ben sees the picture of the smoke monsters are confronting, I think, Numas. If you guys can also video response me that or a comment. And one thing I forgot to add into the secrets, that when Ben's walking by, there is a thing of hieroglyphics. Don't know what they mean. If somebody can decode them, that would be great. Alright guys, thanks for watching my video. This is my real first video, and comment, video response, rate my video to see how I think I did in my first actual video. Thanks guys, and hopefully I'll be making more videos. Thanks.